just fabulous. Have you ever had a day like this? Even trying to go live, for some reason on this channel, there's a glitch. Look, I have no makeup on. I just came in from cutting the grass. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm miserable. I woke up late today and I had to go have blood work done because I have hereditary high cholesterol. So my cholesterol levels run 300, 400 levels. Has nothing to do with my diet and my exercise. It is literally, it is just literally hereditary high cholesterol. I was not aware that even children can have that. So I let my head still not in it. I figured, let me come up here. I have got young adults downstairs, young adulting. And daggone it, we are going to get the bed made today. That's the goal right this minute. Let's get this straightened. I went to bring my clothes up to fold. They were still damp. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like everything is running so behind. I was going to cut the grass. It's blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Do you understand? Blah, blah. That's it. I'm going to light a few candles. Got some good smells going. Change my energy. Change my attitude. Yes. That is what we're going with. Change my energy. Change my attitude. You know, part of it might even be, I don't know what part of it is. I'm just woke up late, and that's all it takes. So, we will get everything looking fine, looking nice. I mean, even though I woke up an hour late, there's still a whole nother 20 some hours in the day. I don't have to let that color everything, you know. I don't. I'm just so hot, and I think extreme body temperatures, whether it's hot or whether it's cold, can make a person grumpy. Plus, we are definitely, I have no makeup on. I didn't brush my hair. I was literally ran out of the house to get my blood work done. So, all right, and the bed's put back together. Thank you, sweet Jesus, that I had a car and Dr. Care close by. Right? That's what I should be saying instead of wait. That's, I think I'm going to use that as my complaining sound. Right. Yeah. I don't think my clothes weren't dry. I think originally they were dry, but because I left them in the dryer and the humidity yesterday was literally all day long 90% until the thunderstorms came in, it made them damp again. I don't know. I got them drying again, right? And the other part is, yeah, it's just a whole craziness. The good news is, even though I wasn't supposed to do it, and even though I said, oh, let me take some time not shopping, yeah, that didn't last but a week or two. So, I have some look at how red that is. Oh, look at that. That's what it is. I have some wonderful new bath products as soon as we get off this live. Before my headache gets too bad, I am definitely going to look up the recipe for air fried pork chops. Get those cooking. I have enough lettuce and salad. We can just throw that in a bowl and make a quick salad. Wash the dishes, and then I am going to take one of the most luxurious baths. Only way that would make this shower that I'm going to take any better would be if I was at a hotel on an exotic island and I didn't have to pay the water bill, but we have big hot water heater, and I'm gonna take my time and do it. That is what we're going to do. So anyway, with that being said, here we are in all our craziness. My little nephews think it's great when I look up at the camera. So my other main point I was going to do today was be up here, and I was going to try to also get my clothes folded, but the clothes are still damp. I don't know. What are you going to do? You know, just tell me what you're going to do. Welcome on into the chat. Let me know what kind of day you're having. Literally, it's a good day for me because I'm getting things done I don't normally get done, but because my timeline got off, I'm letting that make me feel chaotic. And then when one of my young adults came in the house, they got very upset that we did not hear them at the door to help them get in the house, but they didn't ring the doorbell, and we have one of those. So anyway, what you gonna do? What are you going to do? We are just gonna sit here. I have my big old... Who else? Come on, I cannot be the only one. Can I spin this around just a little bit? Who else has the menopausal fan? I know other people have to. Yep, because I sure do. Enjoy it. I have my camera plugged in. Let me unplug this. I don't feel like I need and we'll just kind of move closer to the bed because truthfully, I am ready to sit down. How have your goals been going this week? What's been happening this week? Is everybody okay? We are at the Wild Wednesday halfway mark of the... Right? It's Wednesday, right? We're at the halfway mark of the week. Let me know. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of bummed that my stuff got bumped around, but it's okay. I can go with the flow. And truthfully, I was going to cut the grass yesterday after I walked the dogs, and I had not followed through on that. I thought the grass was too wet. So I just cut the grass when it was absolutely soaking wet. But that's how it happens. Sometimes you just got to do what you have to do. And now it's done, so I can, even though I'm not coming out here looking all glamorous and put together, you know, I think it's okay. We're here, we're building a community, and sometimes we show up sweaty and ready to hop in the shower next, but we show up for each other. I sure do appreciate all of my subscribers that show up for me day in and day out. But I'm kind of thinking as these lunchtime lives go on, I'm going to start doing my Sunday readings of the historic newspapers called News We Missed. And they're going to be presented as a podcast. And I literally have found the 87 or anyway, of the one of the era's Arkansas newspapers that's 8 pages long. I love it because not only is it giving local news, but it's also giving world news. What a great paper. So that's where I'm starting. I did one on Sunday. And I really thought I had everything just right. I had checked I could read the font. I had downloaded everything. And that was the problem. When I opened it in PDF, I still had a black background. And then the white off the book back would show up. But when I downloaded it, this PDF file, the black background did not download. So when you're looking at faded newsprint with it became a lot. But we got through it, and there was some really interesting, I find it interesting, and I really think I might even do another live during the week reading the newspaper because I think they're great. I really, I think old news is great because it also says, wait a minute, relax. Where we are now, what we're going through now, been there, done that 100, 200 years ago. We've already done it once and survived. Cultures might slightly take shifts. The population might look different. Beliefs might have changed slightly. Things might be more modern, less modern, whatever. But the core of where are we with all of the political stuff, the government stuff, the homesteading, self-preservation stuff, it's been around. It's been around. It's cycled around. But I love reading about it and seeing other people's takes on things that happen. And even the expressions of long ago crack me up. I mean, there's certain words that obviously are outdated, certain ways of writing that were very different than how people spoke. Because if you were able to read and write, obviously, yeah, it was just different ways. But, and we all know that today. I wouldn't necessarily write a paper in how I speak, because then it would not be cogent thoughts. My speaking, my vlogging is not a straight line. I definitely circle loopity 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 loop through it. And if I were to write something, I write it, rewrite it, go back, cut things out. I might have 45 pages at the beginning and get it down to 2 paragraphs by the time we cut out all of our looping. So with that being said, I really do enjoy those kind of lives. I really do enjoy that, and I hope other people like kind of start to like that. I'm doing the lunchtime live just because it was a time that I always found, boy, if I'm out doing something or I'm around somewhere, or taking a break at work, okay, who do I interact with? And I want to interact with energy that's better than or different than where I am. So that was why I had started the lunchtime live. And also, truthfully, with having a senior mother, that this is the time of day that the 11:30, 12:30, it's right before, second nap of the day, first nap of the day, depending on how the day is going, that we could connect. And I felt like for an older crowd, older generation, just an older crowd, not a generation, we know, whatever. It would be a great time to connect and give people some place to come when, you might be sitting in a doctor's office alone. You might be sitting in a hospital room alone. You might be sitting at home alone, and here we are, a community to support you. So that was why I decided to do just a straight chitty-chatty, vloggy lunchtime live. Whether it works, whether it doesn't work, that's what I'm doing. And it's where it is. So that's where this is. However, I do feel like the Sunday newspaper readings, I'm going to put them out and put them in my playlist as podcasts, because if I'm just reading, there's nothing really there to look at. And my sister swears, if I'm not moving and dancing and doing stuff like that, look at that, right? Do you remember doing that? That is boring. Lives are boring. But I think if you're just there to hear something, then it's not boring. It depends on what your motivation is, what you're looking for. Let me tell you, I almost overheated with that hat on, but I have to wear the hat because of the skin and keeping the skin off, because skin issues that would need medical intervention run in the family. But I really do think,
you know what I need? I need to. So as I'm cutting grass, the brim of the hat goes up, but like I'm gonna have to cut out a piece of foam or something and like just put it on my head. That would be pretty hilarious. Because then, yeah, hold on, this might be perfect. I need something that's not gonna pop up, but it's gonna act like a shade. It's gonna be wide enough to keep me comfortable, but uh, wide enough to keep me comfortable, but light enough to not weigh me down. I really, oh shoot. Oh, Patrick, I'm so sorry you're busy. Hey, my dear, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, yeah. We are just doing this thing that we call a lunchtime live. But afterwards, oh, so, can I be truthfully honest? I think I will. I failed. I failed my no more shopping. I failed it miserably. I did great for 2 weeks. I am a 2-weeker. And I don't know how to get over this 2-week hump. I am great for 2 weeks for eating healthy. 2 weeks. Exercise. I'm good for 2 weeks. Not shopping or buying excess things. 2 weeks. And then I have a week where I blow it out of the ballpark. But I mean, I bought stuff for my shower and skincare. But then today I did go to the thrift store, but I'm going back tomorrow to get what I was there today for, because tomorrow at the thrift store is 25% off Senior Day. So that'll be good. I had actually found a dress I wanted, and I was getting some albums for some family members and some people that are attached to the family. And if I'm going to buy 4 or 5, I might as well go back when they're on sale for 25% off, right? So, but I did find a turn of the century, late 1800s rocking chair. Yeah, I did. It has a cane bottom, needs to be recaned. It's only a small place, not that big of a deal. Everything else looked great on it. Yeah, and I'm thinking instead of caning it, I might do an embroidery cushion piece to put into that spot. So it'll kind of match when I redo the other rocking chair. Then it would kind of match, the two would match and have cohesion. So it's great. And I know it was, mid 1800 chair because of the size. And I know it was for an adult. But furniture that fits us is a great thing. Very, very, very great thing. And it was marked down to only $2. So I had to get it because I had to get it. It's only $2 and it's fabulous. And I love rocking chairs. I do. I really do. So that is where that is. What I think we're going to do, because everything was so late and out of whack today, we are going to hang out here for about another, until the 30-minute mark. So another 12 minutes. Just, a quick check-in. Like I said, I know we are really, 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 really late on our live. Yeah, and I definitely am feeling the desire to shower. I'm really feeling the desire to shower and cool off and get defunked. Yeah, defunking will be a great thing, I'm pretty sure. I'm looking at my tablet right here. Let's see what's going on. That was me with that channel. Okay. So I'm going to come on in right here. Oh, that was a video. Where is the live? That's weird. On my other channel, I am not seeing me live. Oop, now I do. Yay! We'll click on in, and there you go. I am going to say, oh, Pat's busy. Young adults in the house are busy. Oh, and whoever else is in the chat, I sure do appreciate you being here, even if you are in the bushes. I love you guys. So that's what today was like. It was one of those crazy, crazy days. Hopefully, when my blood work comes back, that was the thing that messed it all up. I had to switch medications. I can't take a statin drug, but I have hereditary high cholesterol. So my cholesterol is over 300, 400 mark. The statin drugs with the CoQ10 and fish oil did great, and my cholesterol went below 100, right at that 100 mark, and it looked fabulous. It looked fabulous. Only problem was I couldn't stand up. That hurt my feet and my joints just ground. And when I stopped taking it, so I didn't notice the effects of the statin happen kind of slowly. And somehow I had missed a couple of days, which isn't surprising. So when it came back on, and I came back to it, I started the statins again, and woo-wee. It definitely, I'm trying to see what's going on here. So yeah, the effects of those statin drugs were something else, and that was when I was able to say, yeah, we just are not going to do that. We're not going to take them. They just did not work for me. So I had stopped, and then they put me on something new, and I have high hopes for it. The only problem is one of the major super fast side effects is liver damage. So it's one that to use it, I think that's the conundrum of aging. How do you weigh pharmaceuticals with their side effects? So where are we with the harm of not being treated compared to the damage that the pharmaceutical can be? And it's a hard balancing act. And I think as we continue to age, some of us do it more graceful than others. And some people, are so lucky. Truthfully, right now at 58, the only thing we're trying to do is find something that's going to work with my cholesterol that is not a statin. And like I said, because it's the hereditary, is why I have two sisters that are 15, 16 years younger than me. One runs ultra marathons, these 150-mile marathons, and the other one works out daily. They're all within their body range, maybe a little bit thinner. One is a total vegetarian, have always watched their diets and exercise, and their cholesterol is still high. So this is not something that can be changed with just diet alone. It has nothing, it's just how my body processes stuff. It shoots my cholesterol. My mom, now, she's in her 80s, and they've put her on some shot that has brought her cholesterol down from the 800 range, and I think she's in the 300, 200 range. So, but it's interesting, what risk are we willing to take with our bodies? Hey, Miss Panda, sorry, I am late. I did have to cut that grass, but it's done. So that is great. So, yeah, it's definitely one of those things. How long are we willing to try something? How long are we not willing to try something? One thing that makes me feel good about where I am right now, and I don't know what I would do if my healthcare provider retires, even though I'm in a big conglomerate of, medical healthcare through one of these healthcare corporations. I'm not with a private physician. My physician is very open to allowing me to try things this way, and can we add these vitamins or herbs or this exercise or this with this pharmaceutical, and when do we check, how long do we check, and I think okay, let me tell you. Truth be told, has helped me to create a bond and a connection and a willingness to trust the to trust her, and because I feel like I'm heard, and I feel like she works with me, and I think for a healthcare provider that is kind of getting to be a rarity, to find one that's willing to listen. Um, yeah, it really is, and as we age, that is the most important thing. I think, to not be dismissed. Not, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me, oh, just use this. Well, what are the side effects? What could happen? Maybe I don't want to just use that. Maybe I'm not comfortable using that unless I have tried and given it my all, X, Y, and Z. And I think those are conversations that are so very, very important that we have with our healthcare providers, and that we demand we're able to do. I understand the bottom line. Now, so many doctors, because of the medical malpractice getting so high, the just the expense of running your own office, running your own business, a lot of us are stuck in a system, and we have to get a referral, and we have to, go to where they send us and do this and do that, and it can definitely make us feel like we're not in control of our healthcare. And I think that's a topic that we all have to be very open with. We have to be open with our children. If you have children, we have to be open with our significant other, or we have to be open with other family members, anybody that might speak for us. We have to be very open on what are our beliefs, what do we want, and they might change. They might change as we age, but at this point in this journey, here's where I am. I still want to try things. I still want to manage things holistically. Now, I know a 400 cholesterol level of the bad cholesterol is not a good thing. I'm not an idiot. So while I'm trying to do this, I am willing to try the pharmaceuticals because the risks are high and the risks are low. And I think these conversations with how I look at healthcare and medical care had definitely started with my children and the decision of immunizations. When, where, how, and how many at a time. My children have all of their immunizations, got all of their immunizations. However, I personally felt the schedule was a little bit harsh for where we were and what we were dealing with medically with some of them, and da. So, we changed it up and we did it this way, and thankfully we were with doctors, so I know they're out there. But anyway, all of that said and done, I had to go give blood today, and that kind of threw the day off. But yeah, we definitely got it done, and hopefully this new medicine works out well. I researched it, and it is one that I didn't know. I did know, actually. Let me take that back. High cholesterol can even show up in childhood, and not with obesity. When you're dealing with a hereditary marker for this stuff, and it kind of is pretty strong. If you have one parent that has this hereditary marker, you probably will, and if it has never been treated. So I didn't use any type of physicians for about 15 or 20 years. No, let me take that back. For about 15 years, I didn't use the health care that was available to me. I just chose not to, for a myriad of reasons, good or bad. So when I did go 2 years ago and they did do this test to find, and then they were like, oh, your weight looks good at that time, everything else looked beautiful, my blood work, however, this was too high. Then this medication that they have me on was for something that children can take, and children can have hereditary high cholesterol. I had a son that was, when my son took a certain medication for him, and he had to have constant blood work done. At one point, with the medication and his growth spurt that was happening, his cholesterol went up really high, and they were going to watch, that, and it came back down by the next 3 months later. However, yeah, this is a medicine that they prescribe for even 10-year-olds. So hopefully it's going to be fine. And that was my day. That's where things went crazy. That's where things kind of got off. The good thing was they just built a brand new hospital in our region. And it is so nice. It's so interesting. It's so beautiful. We went there and they have new people working, and it was nice to go see at the new hospital. So that was the good thing. And then I stopped by the thrift store. I really want to show you guys this rocking chair. Now that my old girl can't get up the steps, we had made on the side of the room a bed for her, but I think I'm gonna bring my rocking chairs into here and kind of make a sitting area over there with the rocking chairs. I have the one that's called a knitting chair, and it folds up. Yeah, let me show you guys because I'm really excited about this. Okay, so hold tight. Look out the window for a minute. All right, stare at the neighbor. He filmed me for years because of workman's comp. All right, spy on the neighbor. I'll be right back. Right, Donna? All right. So, okay, back inside, guys, back inside. So check this out. I am like so excited. This is actually an adult size rocking chair. It looks like some people would think it was children, but it's not. Even though the size is small, probably 1800 some point, it has my pegs instead of the nails. Yeah, it has the cane bottom. I am not seeing alright, so this one piece there's one broken piece in it, and I'm not seeing a manufacturer's mark. It does have screws way down in there, and it's obviously missing something. It did have right here was the manufacturer's tag, but I can't quite see all what it says. And literally, they sell now at some of the stores, they sell caning, and it looks like somebody tried to recane this themselves, but I am not convinced it didn't have a cushion. And I think I am going to put a cushion in this space that will match my other one. I just love rocking chairs. And for $2, what a beautiful chair. It has a few marks of childhood play. It's like just somebody has obviously stripped it down and refinished it. Yeah. And I think I will go over it with some, I like the beeswax. You have your, yeah. But I can see where, if we come closer, hold on, we'll come closer. We can come closer into the chair right through here. We can see where it's been restained, and that's not manufacturer. I can tell how sloppy it's done, but it has this good stain, and it has the polyurethane on it. I can see that. So for $2, I think it is a great rocking chair. And I have a young adult that it will fit beautifully whenever she needs to sit and rock. It is just the right size. But let me get you my my knitting chair. It was another rocking chair that I had gotten years ago. I was in love with it. And you can really compare the two and see the size. It's the same size
And it was at 1800s. I forget what exact year. All right, here I come. All right, so here I am. I'm going to drop the camera one more time so you can really get a nice look at this chair. It's called a knitting chair. The neat thing that I think about this one, okay, so this is the one I just got today for $2. I love it. And yeah, I know I'm not supposed to be shopping, but I did. But this, it folds up. It's a foldable rocking chair, see that? I need to the bottom was falling out, but it is called a knitting chair. It opens right up, and yeah, we can kind of see it a little bit better on the bed. And that's how it sits. The bottom piece, this is newer fabric and all, and then like I said, it folds up. But if you look at this wood has not been refinished. It's all one cover. I think this was definitely in somebody's home before it had been sent. Probably just needs a good waxing because there's some spots that definitely at this point with its age would have to be watched. This curve right here has two seams where it was jointed, and it just would be a weak point in terms of a place that would easily crack. But if you take that chair and you put this chair next to it, you can see this? This is slightly smaller, but not much. It's the exact same size. Therefore, oh, sorry. I look like a big old mama. It's definitely 1800s when people were just a little bit more petite. But if I'm going to some point redo this, I would like to embroider a cushion to set in here that would match. And I just love ladies' furniture from the early 1900s, late 1800s. This is what it is. It's sized for those of us that are height challenged. And somebody did a very nice job refinishing this so far. You can see where it even had some tiger stripes in it. So that is beautiful. And the caning that popped out, I don't know. It's not even ripped, so it might be able to be back attached. The way caning works, it's almost like if you put a screen in and you have to put two pieces, or if you're putting a something in a hoop to sew. So the cane itself looks okay except for one spot here. It just needs to be put back into here, but that's why I said somebody refinish this chair, because that caning is not the right color for this chair. However, for $2, whether I cane it, don't cane it, it's a great addition. And I'm a rocking chair fanatic. Like I said, I have some work that needs to be done here because this bottom piece had gotten ripped with just the humidity. It just needs to be retacked down. So I just put painter's tape across the bottom to hold it. And in the meantime, look at that. That's why it was called a knitting chair. You could just sit and knit, and oh my gosh, it is unbelievably comfortable. So even side by side, I don't know how well you can see when they're on the floor. They're exactly the same height. So this was not for a child. It was for an adult. And probably, oh wait, my thing isn't attached. I thought I was plugged in getting some charge, but I'm not. So we can move this right here. So this was definitely not for a child. It is made for an adult, and probably it looks a lot more masculine than this, so it could have been just a more basic chair that was on the market at the time. Not necessarily a female's chair, because men weren't necessarily as tall either. So that's where they are, but I love it. My kids are inheriting rocking chairs, whether they want them or not. The nice thing, so I'm only 5 feet tall. These chairs just fit me so perfect. Look, then I can just sit and rock. My feet are right on the ground. So that's how they are. They were not children's chairs. They were 100% adult chairs. I can show you a child's chair from the 60s though. But I did bring back, I love rocking chairs. I don't know. This was my rocking chair. I think it's just the motion of them. So these are two very unique chairs. When I get that fixed, it is beautiful. Just has a little mark. This was my official rocking chair. Yeah, it was 1960s. At some point I had gotten my head as a kid stuck behind here. And my mom had to take it apart. So she worked on putting it back together. And at some point, some siblings that were a little bit larger, or it would just was a weak spot in the design. Right here where you can see where it's cracking. It needs to kind of be taken apart, cleaned back up, the arms re-glued back in, and really that might have been a piece that had been added in, but that was definitely a spot where it was. Oh, this is added because the seat cracked. It cracked right down the center. So I'm one of 10. So with a whole gaggle of people, somebody was probably an adult or an older kid standing in it and jumped down. I think that's on there because I thought the rocker was broken, but that piece of tape was on there for nothing. Oh, it had gotten broken off and gotten re-glued. So to hold it, they taped it. Mama taped it, and so that was my baby rocking chair, and that's what we have today. I love finding finds that still feel like great deals, and even though I wasn't gonna spend money, now this mark right here, where it's just scratched, I have that darker wood polish, and when I go in, it'll close that in. This is just actually will come right off with a nail, this little top paint. So somebody really did. I mean, they restored it nicely. It all looks good. It just needs the caning piece, and that came out because the bottom piece of wood, this piece right here, that was holding the cane together, broke. So if we fix that right there, either a new piece of board or just some brackets, we can stuff that caning right back in there. And it squeezes. And there you go, a $2 chair. I love it. Yeah, a $2 chair. So with that being said, that definitely made my day go better. Even though I'm not supposed to be shopping. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I'll put that cane back in and then just make a pillow that matches this one, and then we will all be ready for tea. And I'll come and have tea. Come and have tea. Oh, Miss Panda. The reason that the color didn't show up as well when I was trying to show yesterday with the butterfly PT, why it didn't change as well, it was too dark to begin with. When I watered it down later in the night, I got the pretty blue I was looking for. And then when I added the acid, boom, it turned purple. So I'll have to make some. We'll have some tomorrow maybe. Yeah, we'll have some tomorrow. Oh, look how red my cheeks are. But that's what I have, guys. That's what I have. I got the
a new rocking chair to finish off, and I really want in that corner to put the rocking chairs. I have one that I got when my children were babies, like I got right when I found out I was pregnant. It's downstairs in the living room, and I'm not quite sure where I want to put that one, but I do have a table, so everything, I know, right? So I have everything to come upstairs. I have a little a little glass table that has birds on it that I can put over here, and then I'll just have like a nice sitting place that I can come up and sit and talk. But these are definitely, if you see chairs that are this size and you think they were for young girls or whatever, they're actually antiques. They're going to be in the 18 to early 1900s, and they're for adults. Because, and I'll really have to do a little bit of research and try to figure out if I can read that tag from where it was manufactured. But it is a solid wood. It's not a veneer. This was easier because it folded to date. I think it was 1860s, I want to say, and it told me exactly the type of chair it was. But this, and even if I treasure it, remember these great finds and our great treasures are only treasures to us. Even though you think something might be worth $500,000 or, oh, it's an antique, it's worth all this money, it's only worth what somebody will pay for it. So I buy things that I will enjoy, not with trying to resell them, because I can't even get the crafts made that I collected for years. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So the thought of refinishing antiques and selling them is overwhelming because it's just not for me. But, and I don't ever buy. But when I see something that is amazing and it's only $2, even though I've sworn off shopping for July, I had to do it. I had to do it. So, there we go, guys. I really, really, really am in desperate need of a shower after my grass cutting today. But tomorrow, so I didn't get my exercises done for my mom, and truthfully, she says, I'm going up there next week, so we'll try, hopefully, to do some lives from her back porch or from her house during lunch. But they're giving her, I think she's getting an epidural for pain management because she has like a degenerative disc disease. There's some name for it, and obviously it's whenever your bones are dissolving and it happens to be your spinal cord, it has to be horrendously painful. And she had requested that I get myself up there to hang out, and we do what we want other people to do for us. That's one thing that I truly believe in these years. And in the meantime, we enjoy our small wins in life. And my little rocking chair, like I said, even though it looks like a kid's chair, truthfully is not. It is fine wood, no veneer here. What is that called? Tiger stripe oak? I think it's the oak that gets this tiger stripe. So as a good, whoever stained it, hold on, let's come a little closer. So my mom always redid furniture. That's how she would find stuff with us growing up. But coming down here, so you can see the stripes on it. I'm pretty sure it's an oak. And how they did, had they put a lighter, slightly lighter stain, which was originally on see, it was a dark wood and it's a hardwood, but they went a little dark with the stain when they refinished it, as opposed to just sanding it down and putting polyurethane, which would have brought these beautiful, beautiful stripes out in the wood so much stronger, and made it to stand out. And that would have made the caning, that's kind of this natural color, would have made it match a little bit more. But and it probably, I'm gonna venture to say, this my old rocking chair was definitely a dark wood, but this,
I want to say that I know it's called tiger stripe, but I want to say it's an oak that does that the most. So it was a beautiful piece of wood that was used to make this, and it was dark to begin with, but yeah, I think it was a total win. I think it was totally worth breaking my do not spend and spending $2 for a chair. And like I said, I was gonna go back tomorrow when stuff is 25% off, but I'm like, $2. Somebody's gonna snatch that thing up. Look at this joint right here. Look at this amazing joint right here, where you can see how it was jointed. So it was cut straight, and this has that slight back curve. And it's just beautiful. Oh, it's just beautiful. So anyway, I hope everyone has a fabulous rest of the day. And if you're going to break something you're trying to work on, at least have some beauty with it, right? That being said, I am going to wish everybody a fabulous day. Thank you all for showing up when I do. I really appreciate it. If there's any topic you want to talk about or anything you want to bounce around, you know I'll chat about it. You know I'll chat about it. All you got to do is leave a comment on the live. This I'm actually looking today, so I'm seeing the comments because I realized a couple of days I wasn't. I apologize for being a rude host. I'm trying to be better now. And yeah, if there's anything you want to talk about, also leave it in the comment section. I am happy to research, give my opinion. Lord, you don't even have to. Then you're curious about. Oh, definitely. Look it up. And we can talk about it. Alrighty, my fabulous friends. Please stay fabulous. If you guys are getting this rain like we're getting this rain, be safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Look, tomorrow I'm gonna put makeup on. But anyway, here we are, all our glory. That's what it looks like. No makeup me. Have a fabulous day, and we will see you tomorrow, hopefully at 11:30, like planned. Love ya. Bye. Okay.